Good morning, my friends. Got a little bit of time before we actually get going started live. So, as they used to say back in the day, gird your loins. I'm going to finish up my show notes here, let you fill up your coffee cup or your teacup or your big pile of scrambled eggs, and we will get started here shortly. And if you are watching and you feel like texting me, good morning, text me your name to that number up there. You know what we need? We need some music. Let me see if I can find some music for you, because you know what? Music makes a lot of things in life better. That's what I've learned. Let me see. Where's that music I downloaded the other day for you? There it is. Get started here shortly. Thirty seconds. Who is that? Who am I talking to? I think I'm talking to myself. Let's see. I think we are in good shape. Okay, okay, my friends. Let's get this party started. Thank you very much for tuning in today. I really do appreciate it. This is the Stop Doing Nothing show with Patrick, where we talk about what's on my mind, what's on your mind. I do have an agenda for you here, okay? I have some things that I want to talk about on the personal side, on the business side. I almost always do. As we ramp up here, one thing I could use from you is if you're a current fan or a past fan or whatever, if you could share this with your friends, whether it's on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. If you could share this, that's your way of giving me some social currency. I'm not above begging. Make me beg and I'll beg for you, no problem. But that's what I need here for you, because I am definitely trying to increase my subscriber base. So if you ever want to text me a question or a topic you want me to cover, just text me your name and the topic or the question to that number on the screen right there. It's always fun when you got to point to something on the screen. It's always the opposite. So on my side, it's on the right, but I got to go left. But yeah, that's my U.S. number. It'll pop up here. It's my U.S. business number. It'll pop up right here. If you haven't done so, you're going to hang out with me for a while. You need something to drink. You need hydrate, okay? If you haven't had your water, please have your water. If you have had your water, get your coffee. You know me, I love my coffee and motivation cups right there, right? Today we're going to go with the one that my daughter bought me. You can have results or excuses. You can't have both. And I keep telling people, I'm not shilling for this company, but man, coffee and motivation, I do like the stuff they put out. Maybe if I'm lucky someday, I'll own, every single coffee cup they make. The challenge is they make a bunch of coffee cups in our house. My wife and I, we've got like 30 or 40 coffee cups for 2 people. We do not need more coffee cups, but man, these coffee cups are effing cool. Hey, today the day is July 17th, Wednesday, July 17th, 9 o'clock Central, which is actually, I think, 9:09 Central. Yeah, that's what we are, 9:09 Central. And I've got some things to cover for you today. First of all, I want to make sure you're doing good. Are you feeling good? Have you woken up? Have you stretched? Have you had your water? Have you exercised yet? For those of you that do yoga, which is not me, have you done your yoga yet? Okay, have you done all the things you need to do to start a really, really good day? Okay, I have had a great morning so far, so I'm excited to talk to you about the topics that are on my brain, because my brain's been churning all morning. I was actually, unfortunately, I'm not going to say unfortunately, we'll see how this impacts me today. I have an alarm set for 5 o'clock in the morning, and I think I woke up like, was it 4:15 or something? The first time I woke up, it was like 3:30, and I managed to fall asleep again for a couple more minutes. And then I think the last time I woke up, it was 4:30, and I just kind of hem and hawed in bed, could not fall back asleep. So it's been a very early morning here in Patrick's brain. I did get up at 5, go out and do a run. My recent habit I've done, which is pretty cool, is I've gotten a playlist of military cadences, Marine, Navy, Army. I'm not even sure if there's some Air Force ones in there, which is really disappointing. But those are what I'm running to these days, and they just help whenever I'm exercising or running or doing things. Music always helps. If you saw my gym music playlist, you'd think I was a little bit wild there. But when you're running to any kind of cadence like that, it makes the job a little bit easier. It really, really does. So I've got a playlist on my phone now of military cadences that I listen to when I'm running, and it has made it a lot easier. So today I knocked out I think my regular kind of walk / jog right now is 3.5 miles. I knocked that out. For those of you who run or jog for a living, that pace, because you're going to want to know that, I bet you, my pacing today was not I think it's my pace, is that right? My average pace was 12:16 a mile, which is not the fastest, but you know what? It's definitely not the slowest either. So that definitely woke me up. That was I was out there on the road. Maybe, let me see exactly when rather than guess. I love data, because then I don't have to worry about 5:41. So once I got up at 5 o'clock, I had some coffee, had some water, did some stretching, got my clothes ready, and then it looks like I hit the road from 5:41 to 6:26. Pitch black Oklahoma, and I've noticed it started staying darker later and later. So I think we're on the other side, and we're getting ready to head into a couple more months, and then we'll be in daylight savings time again. So that's my morning. So if I appear kind of in a really good mood or over hyper or something like that, it's not just the fact that it's the second cup of coffee. It's the fact that I've sweated my butt off so far this morning. So sitting down, relaxing, giving my knees a break. That's the big thing, giving my knees a break. That's the thing that's gonna gonna really do me good this morning. So let me see, what do I want to talk about with you today? First of all, as always, you're going to hear me drop this multiple times through the show. Please do me a favor, share, like, subscribe, do all those cool social media things that help me expand my reach, help me, generate more content, bring eyeballs to what I like to say. That's all I want. It's just a very simple social media kudos thing right there. What have we had going on this week? Oh, yesterday, this was cool. Okay. For those of you that may or may not know, here in Oklahoma City, I do some local news contribution on usually different technical stories, marketing stories, social media stories. And I got a call yesterday from a reporter. Not a call. Did I get a call? No, I got an email and a text from a reporter over at Fox. Which reporter? Let's see which reporter it was. The reporter texted me. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Oh, Thomas Ferguson. Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas Ferguson over at Oklahoma City Fox 25 texted me and emailed me an article about stories I've done many times before. That's really frustrating and really kind of pisses me off that I even have to do the stories, but I will do them all day long because they are near and dear to my heart. Here in Oklahoma City, down I think it was Norman or Moore, a teacher said something inappropriate to an eighth grader via Snapchat. And the funny part, none of this is funny, okay? Let's get this off the bat. The part that kind of humored me a little bit in my brain is that the story started off with the guy was drunk before he did it, okay? Well, guess what? That was a big mistake. But you can't really blame the drunkenness part on it, but I think part of his message he had sent to her was, "Oh, I'm drunk or buzzed, and I wish this and this and this," and it didn't get explicit, which is unlike some of the other ones I've seen, but it was completely inappropriate about dating her. She was a eighth grader, and that was completely inappropriate. That is just very, very wrong. So Thomas Ferguson called me, and just so you know, the way this works is when someone calls you to contribute to a news story, because I've done this for just about every single TV station here in Oklahoma City, and even some in Texas, and there was another state I've done this in, because Zoom makes it so I can remote in and do news contribution to wherever. They give you the story, you read up on it, you study up on it, and then basically the way the news story is composed, it's the facts of the story that the reporter gets, and then there's usually they bring in external experts. So they'll bring in, like in this particular case, they may bring in they may get a pull quote from the superintendent of the school district. They may get a pull quote from a lawyer. In this particular case, I think Thomas said they were going to go to the Capitol and get some quotes from a lawmaker who's involved in some legislation that impacts this. And then they pull in an industry expert, yours truly right here. And so if you're somebody who ever has a chance to do a news story, this is how it works. I drove to the station. You have to check in the front. There is some security because sometimes people go to news stations and do some wild shiz, man. Because people love to blame the media for everything. You don't like your politician, you don't like the other politician, you blame the media, right? It's definitely the media's fault. It's not the politician doing stupid stuff. It's the media's fault for telling you the politician did the stupid stuff, right? So anyway, there's security there. You just can't walk in the front door that easily. You check in, and then it's a lot less glamorous than you think it would be. You think there'd be partying all the time. There'd be movie stars and rock stars hanging around the TV station. No, that's not it at all. It was early morning. Yesterday was Tuesday. There weren't too many people in the newsroom. And I set up with Thomas and his great photographer in a conference room. And usually got to run a microphone up your shirt, which I did. Run a microphone up my shirt. And then the white balance, because for those of you who know anything about videography, cameras like this, what is interpreted as white changes depending on the lighting. So for those of you, again, this is kind of getting advanced here, but these lights here are a certain temperature. They're bright white. I can't think what the temperature is. Same with the lights behind me. But white, what is white to a camera just depends on the room you're in. So they do a white balance, which means they take a piece of paper like this and they hold it in front of the camera. Okay, they hold it in front of the camera like that. And then they go into the camera and they do a white balance, and the camera does some settings. But what you white balance before whenever you change environments, because that makes sure that the other colors actually. Let me see here what I got going on. that makes sure that the other colors, like the black I was wearing or the red, or I think I was wearing a teal shirt yesterday, that makes sure all of the other colors look okay. Because sometimes you get to fluorescent lights, you get to other lights, and they just don't look right. So they white balance, and then you basically you almost never look at the camera. I've almost never looked at the camera when I've done an interview. The reporter will sit off camera, like if this is the camera, the reporter will sit over there across the table or over there across the table, like a kind of a one offshoot, and you and the reporter are just having a conversation about the topic. And what reporters really love, and I've gotten really good at this with practice, is reporters love little quick quips that they can use in interviews. So if he asks you a question, if a reporter ever asks you a question or asks me a question, I don't go on and give a 10 or 15-minute answer. I give an answer that's maybe 3 or 4 sentences max, sometimes really short ones, because this is a part of a news package that he has to put together, and this whole package may only be a minute or two. So they may use 5 to 10 seconds of Patrick and 5 to 10 seconds of this and 30 seconds of the reporter. So it's whenever you're interviewing with the reporter, they never use everything you say. So the whole thing may have taken 10 minutes. They did not use 10 minutes of Patrick. They used, you know what? Actually, I haven't even watched the story yet. They probably only used somewhere between 15 30 seconds of Patrick, maybe on some stories, maybe 60 seconds if they have a longer thing, a longer segment for the package. But that's what it is. And then they shake your hand, they wrap it up, and you head on back. Always got to remember to give them back their microphone. If you're not careful, you'll be wired up with a lavalier mic, and you'll walk out to your car, and you'll get halfway home, and you'll say, "Crud! I don't need this microphone. It does me no good whatsoever." So, so, and then you go on home, and then it'll appear on the internet. They usually tell you when it'll appear. I think yesterday I was told it was going to be at 5 and 5:30. So what I will do is I will go to their website and I'll grab the footage, and I'll just save it here locally on my hard drive, and and um, I'll do the next one. And what's really cool about this is I just kind of use that in some other personal Patrick promo kind of video. But if you're ever somebody who wants to do more and more TV, because I kid you not, a lot of times when people say, "Hey, people ask me all the time," no, people have asked me plenty of times, and I've given lectures on it, on how to get more TV time like that. It's one, be available. And so it really helps if you're somewhat close to a TV station, because whenever they call you for a story, it's very rarely, "Oh, we can do this in a day or two." It's like, "Can we do this in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever?" So I've kind of made my schedule to the point where I can very easily do any news story. Like if he called me right now, I could shut down the live, I could change my shirt, I could be in my car, I could be over there. I know where all the TV stations are. I have all their addresses memorized. Being able to speak in short little sound bites is something else that's useful. And also making sure you have a great Zoom environment. So I've had comments before on the Zoom environment around me. I've got the lights here, I've got some entertaining things in the background, I've got some soundproofing, I've got some good lights up here, I've got a microphone. I did all this in the beginning of COVID because, number one, I knew I was going to be on a lot of Zoom calls over the next year or two, and number two, because news. So a lot of stuff I do in my daily habit is because I'm like a news firefighter, and that's just something I totally made up. I may get a call any point in time to do a news segment. I want to be ready. It's also the reason that even when I'm working from home, on like days today when I'm working from home, I will get, for lack of a better term, camera ready. I have the option as a guy to not shave this and this every single day, but probably 95% of the time I will wake up every morning, I will do my morning exercise, I will bathe, and I will shave, and I will make sure that I can be camera ready in a very short period of time. So anyways, my whole point was I did the story yesterday about this inappropriate person in South Oklahoma City who did this, and fortunately the person resigned, and hopefully his teaching certificate is going to be revoked. So that was my yesterday, and I love it when I get to do these news stories because it informs parents, and we just get to remind parents over and over and over again to keep an eye on your kids' social media. We don't even have to beat on the dead horse of how many sick people are in the world and how many people just have fetishize our kids. And the pull quote they used in the story, which was kind of cool to me, is the fact that I said that I'm involved here in Oklahoma City in the local Putnam City School District, and and this topic is near and dear to me, and that just totally slipped out, and that ended up being the thing that was the headline on the story. If I checked, you can check on my Facebook profile. I shared the story there. I think that may have been the headline, the poll thing they put on the story there. So that was pretty cool. So that was on my checklist to talk to you about today. So let me go with my cool little iPad and my cool little Apple Pencil, because Apple is the absolute best brand in the world. If you ever say anything bad about Apple, I'm going to come after you. What has gone on for me so far today? So I really briefly covered this, but I was able to get out and exercise today. And as always, I'm a big fan of even you exercising. But these military cadences got me going, man. I love, love, love that stuff. One other topic I want to talk to you really quick about before we get into the business side of things. You know what? I was going to talk to you about what happened with Jack Black and his band. The fact that he nixed a guy. But you know what? I'm not going to beat on that dead horse. You can go read up on it. I'm going to get into some business stuff for you. So, if you are in my world of CRM management and marketing and things like that, you know I'm a big high-level CRM person. I absolutely love digital marketing, and my marketing platform of choice right now is a platform called High Level CRM, which we white label something called Playmakers, our Playmaker CRM. And I've got two things you need to know about if you are in the marketing world that I want you to pay very close attention to, okay? The first one is later today, Wednesday, July 17th, I'm doing a live stream with the High Level company. So I'm a certified administrator, which means I know what I'm talking about when it comes to CRMs, especially the High Level CRM. I've gotten certifications in different CRMs. But this particular one, by the way, if you're watching, I know there are some people watching. I can see some numbers popping up. Let me know if everything looks okay lighting wise, and if the sound is okay. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm not sitting here talking to a dead audience. But anyways, I'm a certified admin for this High Level CRM. And to later today, I am doing a lunch and learn. So you need to know about this. It's a lunch and learn at 2 p.m. Central. Okay, I believe it's going to be streamed in the Facebook and the High Level Facebook group, maybe even on the High Level page. I don't know. This is my first one of these. So I have one of these today, a lunch and learn for High Level with the CRM company. And then let me see what the calendar says. I know I have another one coming up. Is it the 24th? Certified lunch and learn. Yep. Okay, so there we go. So I have a lunch and learn today for you for High Level at 2 p.m. Central, and I have another one the 24th. Get those on your calendar if you want to hear me talk about marketing via the High Level CRM. Okay, and then I have a summit next week. I believe it's 23rd and 24th. I am speaking at a High Level online summit for a third-party company, not the High Level CRM, but a third-party company there. So I've got, if you want to hear my take on doing cool things with CRMs and marketing and lead generation and things like that, tune in today at 2 p.m. I believe, like I said, in the High Level Facebook group and the High Level fan page, and then 2 p.m. What did I say? The 24th, right? Is that what I said? Yeah, 2 p.m. today on the 17th and 2 p.m. on the 24th. That's what I'll be, rambling about is the High Level CRM. Okay. Getting back to our notes. I will always cover any topic you want to cover, and if not, I've got like a list of topics here. And let me see, there was a topic, it was in my notes. Let me see if I can find it here. There was a topic I did want to cover for you. Let me see, what was that? You would have thought I would have gotten that down a little bit easier. Dagnabbit, let me go look at my notes here. Bear with me just a second while I kind of go find my notes about what I want to talk to you about the other day. Okay, I think what I had originally written down to talk to you about is I'm curious if anybody else is doing any, not coffee drinking, any other marketing tactics that would normally be considered like gray hat or black hat. I've been a huge fan of being a very ethical color inside the lines marketer since the day I chose to get into marketing. And which means I've really tried to avoid things like cold email, aka spam, cold texting people, just general things which I personally find annoying. But I've noticed that even when we put rules and laws in place for things like gray hat or black hat marketing, they aren't enforced very often. So recently, I've been thinking about, dipping my toe into some of these. And so I went over to Instantly. I got an account for cold email, and now I am doing some very simple cold email. Some very simple, reach out one or two sentences, black and white emails, no HTML, no videos, no links, just reaching out to people with a tool that can do it at a larger scale than I can do it personally. And my take on this is that, you know what, if I'm going to do reach out personally one on one, what is wrong with me using a tool that does what I would do manually anyways? It will do it for me at scale. And so I've kind of justified it in my head? Yes, I have a little bit. But also when I do, as I'm thinking about doing these things, I want to make sure I do them in a way that would work just the way I would. Okay. So I didn't buy a service or use a service that lets me email a million people a day. I'm buying into a service that lets me do like a max of 100 emails a day. I went and bought some lists of people that are in the industries I wanted to, be a part of. And I set up like a three simple email series, and it's no different than I would have done this, manually, because when I tend to email somebody cold and say, hey, we do this and this and this, would you like to have a conversation? If you can do that yourself manually, if you're fast enough to crank out, let's say 100, 200, 300 of these emails a day, I see no problem now doing that with a tool. So I'm dabbling a little bit into cold email. This tool called Instantly is one I recommend. I am not an affiliate, but they have a couple of cool different features there in Instantly. One of them being the cold email that you can do. And like I said, you can do it at scale, and you can make the emails very, very simple, which I really love. But they have this other tool, and these, again, I've been against these tools for a while. But as I use them more and more, I realize there's ways to use some of these things morally and ethically and not be a big giant pain in the ass. Okay. They have another tool which is what does it do? Oh, it identifies the visitors on your website. Okay, meaning that if somebody comes to your website, it reverse looks up their IP, it cross references it with some other information, and it will tell you exactly who that person is. Now, why is this useful? Well, one, it can give you an idea of who's shopping around and how interested they are. If you can match up with, who's on your website with their activity, later you can see how interested a person is. Number two, you can actually do some reach out if you're bold. And I'm not sure I'm not quite bold yet. With some of these people, I'm finding out the email addresses of who's browsing my website. And so I think it might be cool for me to start emailing these people a simple one-off, again, black and white email, no link, saying, hey, I saw you were on my website. Is there anything I can help you with? These are the kind of things that I think are going to make kind of small micro differences in my marketing. Meaning that if somebody is kind of shopping around and I just get in their head and their ear a little bit more, there's a better chance of showing them that I am the expert and that they want to work with me versus somebody else who doesn't do any kind of really aggressive reach out kind of thing. So I'm being more and more aggressive in my marketing, which I think is really going to help me. But I'm curious from you, if you're someone who has done some cold tactics like this, whether it's cold email, reach out, cold texting, that one, I think that's the one that kind of crosses the line for me. I absolutely abhor it. I mean, it like rages me when whenever I get a cold text. And I get them, and sometimes I just even screw with people. I got one yesterday from a health insurance company. Let me see if I can find it here. I probably deleted it, but I dragged them on for a little bit, so they're not so they're not bothering somebody else. Oh, LaDonna, I'm sorry. Thank you, LaDonna. I just saw your text message. I apologize for that. And now I know it's LaDonna. By the way, LaDonna, I saved your name in my CRM. So now when LaDonna, the first time you texted me in, I didn't know. I have now saved it. And so every time you text in, it knows, my system knows it's you now. So I appreciate you letting me know that everything looks and sounds okay. I spend a lot of time playing with this technology, so it better sound okay. Mm, mm, that tastes good. If you're wondering, a plain cup of Folgers coffee with added vanilla flavoring, a little bit of Splenda, and a little bit of cream. I know there you have some. I know I have some coffee purist friends out there. You know, a friend of mine, Alan Swan, who's a dedicated coffee connoisseur. He would probably, stab me if he knew I was adding stuff to my coffee. I've had some other friends like that just look down their nose at me. But you know what? I'm not sure it's the taste of coffee I like so much as the taste of sugar and cream. Okay? But we're about halfway through the coffee cup. Mmm. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, let's talk about one other thing. And this is for people who may not know me. I didn't even do an intro. It's about what I am. I apologize. If you're watching for the very first time, my name is Patrick Allman. I run a digital marketing and lead generation agency here in Oklahoma City called Stop Doing Nothing Media. It was formerly Focus Consulting, and I like using the brand name Stop Doing Nothing for Everything. So I recently kind of pivoted, and I'm using that for everything now. Stop Doing Nothing Media. Obviously I have a website out there if you ever want to chat with me about this. But the thing, if you're somebody, here's some reasons why you might want to text text the number right here sometime. If you're using any CRM or any kind of marketing automation and you're finding it really complicated, then we should have a conversation. I've learned over the years that some of the stuff that I take for granted when it comes to technical knowledge, SEO, CRMs, marketing automation, all that stuff, it's not. I guess I don't realize that how unique it is that I have these skills, and a lot of people don't have them, which makes me feel really good, not in an egotistical way, but it makes me feel really good that I can help people that may not have the same skills that I have, and it helps them get over the fear of the technology. I think in this world, we all do very well when we focus on our really good core thing, and we eventually use that core thing to make enough revenue to outsource the non-core things to other people. And I'll give you an example here. I am really good at things like marketing automation, reach out tactics, following up, keeping lists active, activating lists, getting simple things like websites up, indexed in Google, SEO, reporting. Reporting, I love. I love reporting. I love dashboards because those are where I see the results. Excuse me. Those are where I see the results of my work and the results of the work of my clients and the results of our ads also. So those things I'm really good at. The things that I would say I'm mediocre at, mediocre to, fair to middling, is that the phrase I've heard used, are things like copywriting. I know I am not the best copywriter right there, okay? Am I really good at getting like backlinks to a website? Probably not. I consider that very spammy activity. I know there are people that are good at it, but not me. My WordPress skills, so. I'm not particularly. I don't want to be particularly good at WordPress, but I can hold my own with the best of them. Those are the things that I'm not good at that I really try to outsource. So I've got copywriter friends, I've got WordPress friends, I've got people who have skills that I am not good at. Okay, I'm not good sometimes at humor. I tend to be. I've been told I'm a very deadpan. Am I sweating? Goodness gracious, why am I sweating? Oh, probably because I got out of the shower less than an hour ago. I apologize. I wonder if I should start. This was the joke on my short this morning. If you're someone who follows me on YouTube, if you don't, you should, or Facebook, I put out a short this morning that I'm considering switching my niche into beauty or becoming like a beauty influencer. And then because my pores look amazing, and of course I don't crack. As I'm sitting here talking, I'm realizing I'm sweating, and I'm just kind of curious if it's because the AC's not on, or it's because I'm nervous, or it's because I'm drinking coffee. Okay, that should be better. For some reason, I just felt like beads of sweat rolling down. I have no real good reason for that. Okay, I apologize. Getting obsessed with my own little sweating routine there. But yeah, that was my Facebook reel and my YouTube short. Was that right? Reel and short. Yep. I do love my coffee, but you know what I also love? I also love the mouthwash after the coffee, getting my mouth back to a normal feeling. I'm always torn as whether I should have my coffee first, whether I should brush my teeth first. I don't know if you have a preference or not. Let me know. Oh, whew, man, why am I sweating so much? You know what? I may have to. Let me check the temperature of the room I'm in and see if I need to work on that. So let's figure that out. Let me see. Yeah, goodness gracious, 72. It should be good enough here. I guess Patrick's just a sweating fool this morning. Um, anyways, like I was saying, I'm really happy when I do things that are in my sweet spot, and I try to outsource the rest. So I have a guy for WordPress. I have a lady who does amazing graphics. Those are really good things. Have you ever seen that Venn diagram? I may have to pull this up in a future broadcast. The Venn diagram that shows what you should be working on, and I think it's something like, what are you good at? What can you make money at? What are you good at? What can you make money at? And then like, what do you like? I think it's something like that. I'll have to find that. I saved it. Um, um, Hold on just a second here. I gotta update something right here. I'll have to find that graphic though and share that with you, because that middle part right there is the part that I'm constantly searching for. What am I good at? I'm good at deeply technical topics. What do I like to do? I like to do this. What I'm doing with you. I love to talk. I love to be on stage, doing keynote speaking at events, just sharing my wisdom. I would do that all day long for free if I could. One of the things I really love to do is travel someplace for a keynote speaker. As a keynote speaker, and speak for whether it's 5 minutes or 5 hours on digital marketing. And I love helping people that don't know the topic. I love helping them learn it better and making it simple for them. And the third part of that Venn diagram is what can you get paid for? Yeah, and I can get paid for keynote speaking. So that's a self promo there. If you ever need a keynote speaker, you're ever in an event that you want to suggest a speaker, please throw my name in the hat there. What is this? Hope Christian Lavinia. Hopefully I got that right. Hope Christian Lavinia. Hey Patrick. Hey Hope. I appreciate you, man. Where you watching from? I love that name. I love any kind of name that it has a little bit of an accent to it or a little bit of a twist to it. Patrick Allman. Anybody can have that name, but if I can be a Lavinia, am I saying that right? Lavinia. Is my Latin rolling off the tongue correctly? If I could have a fancy name like that, man, that would be freaking awesome. That really would. Up. Facebook. Facebook. There we go. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Well, I appreciate you. And how'd you find me out of curiosity? Are you like a high level person? Or are you just more like a general follower? I'm always curious how people find Patrick on the internet. And for those of you that are watching, by the way, if you're a person who has a preferred platform, I'm multiple places. Okay, I usually stream to Facebook page, Facebook profile, Twitch. Oh, I have something I want to tell you about Twitch the other day. I saw it was insane. Um, and sometimes I'm streaming to X, but recently, high level person. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, Hope. I appreciate that. And I know hopefully you saw earlier, Hope, that there's a lunch and learn for a high level today that I'm going to be speaking at also. So this is the this is the first of two times I'm going to be live today. The second one I think is going to be in the high level group. So Paulson, who does the live streams in the high level group, we're doing a lunch and learn with Paulson. I think it's not Paulson, it's somebody else, and like two or three other certified people like me. And I don't know exactly where it's going to be broadcast, but I think it's going to be broadcast inside of the high level group, and I'm kind of pretty stoked about that. But yeah, dude, thank you for tuning in. I want to make sure that's right. Did I get that right? Hope. Hope looks like a lady's name. I don't want to make any assumptions, so dude or ma'am, I apologize if I if I butcher your sex/gender, but just know you have one of the coolest names I will see today. Um, oh goodness, I have all these fleeting thoughts in my head. I need to write them down. You are a top contributor. Oh man, I really do appreciate that. Yeah. Um, that top contributor thing is kind of a double-edged sword. I get a lot of criticism for that too, that I just won't shut up. But hey, you know what? Like I said, I love sharing my knowledge, and that's my sweet spot right there. Things that I can get paid for, things that I'm good at, and things that I like. So yeah, yeah. I think I'm actually on the top contributor award board. I have been the past couple of months, and I was trying not to be for June, and I don't think I saw the June chart. Lissa Sophia. Ooh, here I have another person here. I love it when people tune in from different countries. Did I say that right? Lissa Sophia. I'm gonna say Sophia because that one I know I'm not gonna butcher. But Lissa is also tuned in here, and Hope, where are you from? And Lissa, where are you from? What country and city are you hanging out in? Please let me know that. And let me check my notes here to see what other things I want to talk about to you. I talked about the lunch and learn. I talked about the upcoming summit next week. Um, what else do I have that's going to be kind of cool? You know what I haven't done recently, which I really need to do, is I really need to go up and visit my mom. For those of you, anybody here in the Pacific Northwest, Indonesia, Lisa, Sophia, Indonesia. So what time is it in Indonesia? I bet you it's probably like late at night. Is it late at night or is it early in the morning in Indonesia? What time is it there? This is the coolest stuff. I know I don't a grown man maybe not should not maybe get so stoked when they get to talk to people from other countries, but sometimes I feel that I live so much inside of my bubble of Oklahoma City that I don't get to experience and meet people from other countries. So whenever I get to go to conferences or travel at all, even just outside of Oklahoma City and meet people from different locations, I get pretty stoked. I get pretty stoked about that kind of stuff. So I appreciate you tuning in from Indonesia. Like I've been telling everybody else, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you follow, like, subscribe, share. Follow, like, subscribe. Is it FLSS? Did I get that right? Let me write that down to make sure. Follow, like, subscribe, share. FLSS. I need to come up with an acronym for this. FL 11:44 a.m. Okay, so you're only 2 hours ahead of us here. Cool. 11:44 a.m. The 11:44 a.m. would normally be like 11:44 in the morning, but you're saying it's midnight. So if it's midnight, that means it's late at night. And if it's late at night, and you stayed up to watch and hang out with me, I really, really do appreciate it. It's 11:44 a.m. Your day's just getting started like mine. Your day is just getting started like mine, buddy. So again, thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully, my goal right now is to stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I have it on my calendar for every single day just to kind of get in the habit of it. But for those of you that are watching, and if you want to tune in again, right now I'm going to be more consistent about this. And it's going to be 9 a.m. on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you get a Patrick break on do the math, Patrick. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. You get a Patrick break then. But there, if you ever miss a show, obviously they will be over on YouTube and Facebook also. So, Lissa, thank you for tuning in. Sophia, Lissa, yeah, Lissa, Sophia, Yana Kaimu. Did I get that right? Lissa, Sophia, Yana Kaimu, and Hope Christian Lavinia. Everyone's got amazing three-word names, and I've just got Patrick. Well, I guess technically it's Leonard Patrick Allman. I dropped that name Leonard a while back when I was traveling with my mom. We moved. When did I drop the name? It's technically legally my first name still, but I dropped it when I was going through a time in my life when I really wanted to kind of change up who I was, and I think that was either when I was a kid and we were moving from Los Angeles or the Valley up to Ocean Shores, or we're going from Ocean Shores down back to California. I can't remember which, but at some point in time, I decided I no longer wanted to be Leonard. No, Patrick Breaks. Thank you, LaDonna. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, we all get tired, and everyone needs a break from someone every now and then. But if there's ever a Patrick break, it's not like I don't know how to shut up. So there's plenty of Patrick on YouTube and on Facebook. I try to do a quick I try to do a short every day. By short I mean like a reel. Like I'll do an Instagram reel every day. If you're not following me on Instagram, of course, I'm going to pimp myself out. Follow me on Instagram. I do a reel on Instagram every single day. When I put that on Instagram, it pushes it over to Facebook, so you can get it on Facebook too. And then I come over to my office and I will take the short video with the captions on it from my phone. I'll put it over to the laptop and I will push it up to YouTube. The challenge with creating content and sharing knowledge, especially video knowledge online, is the production cycle takes a long time. It's a lot of work. Every day, if I was to record a 10-minute video and edit it and put captions on it and make it look amazing with color correction, whatever, that 10-minute video would take me 2 or 3 hours to get out the door. I have gone a while where I've done spurts of really good video productivity, and then I've done, I've kind of slacked off on it. I have gotten lazy, and I've made sure that my video production cycle is as lazy as possible, which means, number one, this is my entire video studio right here with my lovely daughter right there. This is my entire video studio. I record a short, less than 60-second video in here. I use the Captions app. I have gotten questions about that before. I use the Captions app. Let me see if I can find that for you. I use the Captions app right here. And the Captions app lets me, I can take the video I record on the iPhone, dump in the Captions app. The Captions app will literally add the captions at the bottom. It'll do the jump cuts, so it'll go through the entire 60-second video. It'll take out any pauses, and those are called jump cuts. And then if I want to, I can also have it do cool zoom effects. So as I start new words or new sentences, it does that, that cool zoom effect. I do captions every day, but I don't always use the zoom or the jump cuts. I upload that to Instagram. Instagram pushes it over to Facebook, and then I share it directly from the phone over to YouTube. And if nothing else, if I'm not doing a live stream today or a long video, I try to use that, video production cycle right there. So if you're interested in doing more video content, just find the tools that help you make it as easy as possible, and that way you won't be so discouraged with the technology. Because that's, I've heard from people before that want to do more video work, more streaming work, and it's overwhelming, the technology right there. Where are you from? Is that from me? Let me see. Where are you from? I am from, all these default things I usually cover in the beginning, I don't think I covered today. I am from Oklahoma City. So here in the United States, we've got all this, you've got West Coast, which is where I was born and raised. You've got East Coast, you've got South. Texas is a ginormous state in our country. And right above Texas is Oklahoma. And if you ever hear about all those tornadoes in our country, then all those tornadoes basically go right over my head. That's where they are. But the Midwest of the country is called Tornado Alley, because we are very susceptible to tornadoes. Fortunately, I think we are past tornado season. I think officially we are past tornado season. They can creep up, any time, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. But where they're really ripe for the conditions is, I think, like either April, May, June, or March. Let me see. Let's look this up on the internet, because the internet has all answers, right? See, what is tornado season? I'm curious myself. Tornado season, Oklahoma 2024. And so we had 95 tornadoes. We've had 95 tornadoes this year. Wow. When is tornado season? Let's see what Google says. So we average around 67 tornadoes every year. Tornado season, March through June. Okay, so we're definitely out of tornado season right there. So hopefully, Lisa, that helps you answer where I'm from and how my life is threatened every single day in those particular months. Yeah, that's where we are in Oklahoma. And how did I get here? Oh, I don't know. I'm military. After I was done in the military in Omaha, Nebraska, which is 2 states above us. So you have Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Omaha, Nebraska. Yeah, when I was done in the military, a headhunter found me a job down here, and I've been very happy here ever since. Got married down here, raised a daughter down here, who's now up on the northeast coast, and still live here because it's cheap. That's the one thing about Oklahoma. I can't say that I always agree with the politics. We've got some screwed up politics sometimes in the South and the Midwest in general, but I don't really worry too much about the politics of the people around me, unless some kind of political policy affects me. Okay, so we'll probably do a whole show on politics, but we all know the 2 things you don't talk about online or in any pleasant dinner conversation are politics and religion, right? That's what I've been told. Your parties may be different. As we wrap up here, I really did want to remind you. See, are my buttons working? Cool, my buttons are working. As we do wrap up here, I did want to remind you to make sure that if you have not subscribed on YouTube, which is the platform I really, really love, I want to make sure that you hang out with us over on YouTube. Obviously, follow us on Facebook and subscribe. If you ever have any topics you want me to talk about, please make sure you text this number right down here. Now, for those of you that are not in the country, like if you're from Indonesia, you may not be able to access this number right here. You can also just always, find me on social media and DM me or email me at patrick at, stopdoingnothing.com and give me a topic you want me to talk about. Business and marketing topics are my main focus. But hey, if you want to talk about something personally or fitness wise, or motivational wise, inspirational wise, I am all for that. If you want to find me online, everything about me can be found at the website stopdoingnothing.com. Here it is right there. We got cool Stop Doing Nothing t-shirts. If you want one, hit me up via text and I will tell you how to order one. This one's actually one of the more plain ones. I think the ones I get now, I try to make this larger and I try to make that right there. I try to make that stop part red. Okay? And then there's something on the back too for the people that are walking behind you. But it's going to be a great day for all of us here. June 17th, we're going to wrap this up. We're heading into 10 o'clock in the 10 o'clock hour. I'm going to hop off now and get ready for my second live stream of the day. And I just checked my calendar. It is with Paulson from High Level. So with Paulson from High Level, I'm going to be in the High Level group later. I really don't know the topics we're going to be talking about. I was invited to be on a live stream with everybody the 17th and the 24th at 2 p.m. Central, but I have no idea what the topics are. So if you are a high-level person, or if you're a digital marketing person in general, it doesn't have to be high-level. If you're a marketing person in general, hop over and join the official high-level group. I think there's 70,000 freaking people in there, and watch at 2 p.m. Okay. Thanks, many thanks to those of you who tune in and subscribe and share what I put out on social media. I mean, social media is our primary communication channel these days. It really is. I'm on social media a lot more than I text or Facebook and things like that. But like all things, it needs to be tempered and just you kind of really got to watch your time on that. You got to make sure it's a useful tool for you, and you're not just sitting there sharing cat memes all day, because I'd shared cat memes yesterday with my wife and my daughter. Let me see. What's one of the funnier ones I shared yesterday when it came to cat memes? There was this one. It was every single day. I think I send them at least one. Here's the one that I really did like. For those of you that are from Oklahoma, you guys have seen this one, right? If you're from Oklahoma, you can really appreciate that one. That's our heat right now. That's our heat in Oklahoma. And our humidity, and that's our cool Devon Tower there. But my daughter and my wife and I, we're all, I'm a forced cat person. I was not given the choice to be a cat person or not. I was forced to be a cat person. So we've got cat people. So we love our cat meetings. But like I said, as always, thank you for watching. Shoot me your topics to that number right there on the screen, or hit me up on social media, and I will talk about whatever you want to talk about. Probably though, as long as it's not religion or politics. Not only are those sensitive emotional topics, I am not qualified to talk about those topics very well, okay? Those are definitely personal opinion topics. But have a great Wednesday, July 17th. As always, thank you for watching. I love every single one of you, and I hope you have a great day. Take care, and we'll see you on the next live stream. Oh, and of course, don't forget the big subscribe button.